So good evening once again. So today we are going to create a mug for keg based on a sketch drawing from DWG AutoCAD. So first of all, we'll open that file. Uh, this one. Open. Because we need it in 2D, so that I can just copy the profile from here to another SolidWorks sketch. Just click next. I want to check the next operation. Um, I need all the layers. So here is this. I don't need any drawing sheet, so I won't touch on any selections there. I go to next. Confirm that the units are in inches. Mm, Document template is a drawing, so I am satisfied with everything. Because the profile is very big, I'll scale it down later when I'm done to millimeters, which is 25.54. So my interest is this profile, so I right click it, select chain, Control C, go to another new file again, click OK, sketch on the top plane, Control V, paste the profile there. So I click zoom in, fit. I can scale it directly from here, so I'll highlight everything, go to the command manager up here, search scale. I say select scale entities, scale about the origin. Here, because I want to reduce it, I'll use the reciprocal of the conversion unit, that is 1 over 25.54, which is like so. 1 divided by, click OK. So everything has reduced to 25.54. So this is the profile that we want to generate an embossment from it. So first of all, this is the top plane where the embossment will be originating. You exit the sketch, then determine how many planes we'll be having from this embossment. So definitely you'll need another line here for the reference plane, another one here at the center, because the profile is changing as you go upwards, and another one here at the very bottom. So again, here we go to sketch on the same top plane, click sketch. So I use the nodes. I'll take this one as the highest one. Ensure the relationship is horizontal. Click OK. Pick another section where again I feel the contour is changing, which is at this point. Pick a line again. Ensure it's horizontal. As you can see, the yellow lines. Again, I check my profile, where else the profile will change dramatically, which is at this point. So again, there I'll draw a line and ensure that it is horizontal, like so. So there. So these lines will be used to create planes that will help me in generating a surface that will mimic the profile of this mug. So I'll exit sketch, come to feature tree manager here, reference geometry, click plane. I'll select this plane, and my next reference, because I want it to be perpendicular to the top plane, I'll select the top plane, click OK. Now, since this is already perpendicular to the top plane and it's parallel to all these lines, I don't need to use different planes, so I'll just use that plane as the first reference, so plane 1. The next reference is a point on that sketch. I click OK. So again, another plane. That is my first reference for this third plane, and this is where the plane I need it to be located. I click OK. So I have created 3 planes that will help in showing us which direction, how the profile will be changing as we advance upwards. So again, we'll need another plane that will be exactly at the center of this, to ensure that as the profile changes from this top view, it also changes from this end view. So again, I'll create another plane. For me to create that plane, I'll need to ensure that it bisects these three lines at the center. So I'll sketch on the top plane, sketch, and use center line. I'll ensure that this center line is at the midpoint of this. So ensure it's vertical. Then here, select this and that line, say midpoint. It's refusing. First of all, I'll merge, click OK, then move it. It seems that that decision was not the right one. So what I'll do, I'll have to remove this relationship here and move this line along, ensure those two are coincident, and midpoint. Click OK. So it's slightly off from the origin, but it's basically at the center of the lowest line here. So I have all my entities to be used to create another plane that is perpendicular to these two sides. So again, feature tree manager, plane, select that plane, say perpendicular, and seems to be off. And then I select top plane, so it's perpendicular. Where I go, click OK. So the profile of the glass will follow the sketch that we'll create on this plane 4. So first of all, I'll click plane 4, sketch, because at this point we want it to be embossed to a height of 10 mm. So the first thing, I'll sketch these nodes created by the intersection of those two lines. So here, sketch, again another line, draw, again another line. From the dimension, it seems our sketch did not scale down to millimeters. So I'll do everything, then finish up with scaling. So meanwhile, I need to constrain all these lines that I've just drawn to an extrusion of 10 an equivalent of 10 millimeters. So this one is fully constrained. Select this point and this point to pierce that line. Same application to this. This one is okay, it's already constrained fully. It only remains the dimension. So what I'll do, smart dimension. So an equivalent of 10 mm with inches, it will be 250 to 54 here, because we want this to be around 8 mm, because the profile is changing from top, slightly curving downwards and going up to 10, then it will dip downwards further. So it will be 8 times 25.4. Click OK. Or we can make it 7 times 25.4. Just a rough estimate. Again, here I need it to be exactly 10 mm, so that will be 254. Click OK. So with these 3 lines, I have to create a profile. So this profile mimic the curve of the glass bottle when you look at it from a 3D perspective. So I need them to be for construction. So I'll use 3-point arc, which is very convenient when it comes to these things. So first of all, I need it to intersect at that point, this point, then click OK. So every time I ensure that it makes some slight sense. It should not actually have right angle relationship, because the bottle will look slightly different from what we intended to be. So I'll just give it that arbitral shape and this arbitral value, let's say 300. And this one and this point, I make them constraint this one and this edge. So add relation, this center point, and at that I say they are all vertical and the thing is fully constrained. So this edge and this, say PS. It seems that one is not the right relation. We use coincidence. So coincidence seems to work, but now it will give problems later. So to avoid that, I need to delete this dimension, because that one will affect my relationship with this part. So I'll put that, say PS. So PS will work. Now it's fully constrained, and I'll need another 3-point arc again from this edge here up to this point. Click OK. But now I need a sketch fillet at this point. 10 mm is very small, so I use 254. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you see it has accepted. It's okay, it works. Click OK. But now I need to give a dimension here. So 40-35 seems appropriate. Again, another profile from there to this point. As the shape of the glass rises, you have to use another, again, 3-point arc there. And at that point, you'll notice that I'm just using this 3-point arc. Gives me a little bit of flexibility, and it reduces my work and estimation of points to place in case I could have used the spline. So here I can just try and edit it and look at how it changes. Now for this case, I can add relation between this arc and this one. You say they're tangent. Now see what happens. This one, the transition here is slightly uniform, but now it's straight. So it seems no problems in future. Now, so here you'll need another 3-point arc to ensure it coincides with this profile, which is the final thing. So again, another 3-point arc from this point to somewhere in this profile. So again, same thing. This profile, that edge and relation, that sketch, tell it to PS. Click OK. So you see now it's fully defined. The edge looks very smooth. Now these lines, apart from being references for creating the blends, they will be useful also in creating the contours in which this profile will follow. So again, we start from the first plane, sketch, 3-point arc, very nice tool. Then first one, and ensure that it coincides with that point. Yeah. That one is the first profile contour, exit sketch. The next one is on this line again, so I click on that plane, sketch, Again, 3-point arc. Coming. Okay, sorry for that. Go to the next one. Um, ensure that it coincides with the next this point here. Exit sketch. Now the final contour that I'll use. Again, sketch at this point, 3-point arc as well. So it will be from here to this point here. Again, ensure it coincides with the height that we have placed it. So for this case, I'll have to add a relation because it wasn't that clear for me. Click OK. So we have the contours for the surfaces to follow. Now, exit sketch. So for lofting basis and ensure that this profile is maintained throughout, we need to create contours that this shape will follow all through. So first of all, let's start with this bottom edge. So top plane, sketch. Now I'll have to convert these entities and that point and that point. Click OK. Then convert this. But now since it extends to that point, and I don't want it to reach that point, I need it to be up to this edge. So I exit sketch. This sketch I can rename it. I can say bottom, and this one just makes your work more orderly so that you don't get lost as you do the lofting. So again, top plane, sketch. We'll need two contours for this segment here. So one is here, I can say convert, but now you see this is extending. We need it to be exactly at that point. Exit sketch. This one, call it curve 1, and then the next one will be curve 2. So again, top plane, sketch, convert entities, these two, click convert, and bring this up to that point. Exit sketch, and to ensure that I rename this so that I don't get lost. So this is the second one, so curve 2. We're done. We go to the next edge, which is from this point to this stage here. So that means this portion here will have to have their own contour. So again, top plane, sketch, convert entities. I need this entity converted, this one converted, this one converted. So I convert, but now you see there's a slight deviation here. I have the liberty to make this. I'm coming. Sorry for that. Now as you can see, I'm trying to ensure this portion here is smooth, so I'll use that line, and there we go. Click escape key. So I need to add another relationship so that this point here and this one, they become fully defined. Now there is the problem. Delete. That means I'll have to give it some slight dimension of some sort, because any attempt, say 185, is to make it slightly longer and give it continuity between this point and that point. I think that will do. The fillet will be good enough. There we are. So that is our line.